There's never been anybody like Anderson Silva in mixed martial arts.
Oh! He front kicked him in the face! Absolutely rocked it!
Anderson Silva has an advantage over almost every single human being in the world that fights in mixed martial arts. He's just that good. He is the most accurate fighter we have ever had compete in the octagon.
Big shot there. Oh, down goes Griffin! Just like that!
Anderson Silva and Yoshi Okami fought once before, and Yoshi won by disqualification because Anderson hit him with an illegal up kick. Since 2006, this is the only loss Anderson Silva has had on his record.
He's very sick about that fight. He does not like it, and he wants to erase that loss from his record. A victory over Yoshi Okami will do just that. If you talk to anybody about what is the recipe to beat Anderson Silva, standing with him, really not the best idea in the world. Submitting him,
He's striking. Look at the hands flow. Yeah,
good luck. But taking him down and grounding and pounding,
Okami's very hard to shake.
getting a really high-level wrestler
Looking for the finish.
and smash him with elbows and punches and rough him up and cut him.
He turned it.
That's one of the things that makes this fight so interesting.
Bring the thunder, Yoshi Okami.
のは肉体的に強いと思っているし、だから彼にそれをどんどん。
He is the best fighter to ever come out of Japan. If he beats Anderson Silva, he finally gets not only the title, but the recognition he deserves.
Caught him with the jab. Oh! Okami's got a guillotine. Oh, he rocked him, Joe.
This guy's been fighting the best fighters in the world and winning. He's got great hands. He's not afraid to go to the ground because he's got great jiu-jitsu, but where he's his best is in the clinch. He'll get you in that clinch and put you down on the ground, get that top position, and beat you up from the top. Obviously, this one's a little personal for Anderson Silva because it's Yoshi Okami, but what he's fighting for now is his legacy.
Champion of the world!
He's crushed every record in UFC history.
Eu acredito que ele vai vir bem preparado, assim como eu também vou estar bem preparado para representar bem o meu time e o meu trabalho. Não percam.
He brought his entire team to Oregon. His jiu-jitsu coach, his strength and physical coach. And he trained with Matt Lindland and Chael Sonnen. And tonight he wants to display a good mix of strikes with those takedowns that he believes could lead him to becoming the new champion in a division where the belt has not changed hands since October of 2006.
Yeah, you know, just because you're a good wrestler doesn't mean you can go right in there and beat Anderson Silva or have a shot at beating Anderson Silva. You're going to have to set it up with your strikes, and you're going to have to get Anderson Silva's respect with your strikes. You're going to have to go forward. You're going to have to pressure him. Chael Sonnen really laid out a very good blueprint of how to beat Anderson Silva.
Prep Point tonight brought to you by Mortal Kombat. Fatality Lives, rated M for mature. We have never had a Japanese champion. Yoshi Okami wants to change that. He began his strength and training after his fight against Rich Franklin in Belfast, Northern Ireland, back in June of 2007, a fight in which he almost submitted Rich Franklin. His only other loss in the octagon was to Chael Sonnen 3 days after that fight, showed up in Portland, and he's trained with Chael Sonnen since that point.
Yeah, this is not a guy who's just content with the level that he's at. He always wants to evolve his game. And again, another true martial arts. He'll do whatever it takes to get better. You know, and talk about ego. You know, he went and trained with a guy who beat him. It says a lot about him and what he's willing to do to improve. And, you know, said that he started working on his strength conditioning after Rich Franklin, but from what we hear, it must be working because everybody says he is the strongest middleweight in the world.
He has handed Alan Belcher, Caleb Starnes, Rory Singer, and Mike Swick their first ever UFC losses. Tonight, Yoshi Okami hopes to become the first man ever to beat Anderson Silva in the octagon.
It's dark and hell is hot. Ain't no sunshine when it's
fighter in UFC history, 13-0 inside the octagon. A UFC record, 8 title defenses, 2 wins in the UFC at 205 pounds. 13 consecutive wins is a UFC record. The previous record was held by Royce Gracie and John Fitch. It was 9, 14-fight win streak overall. He's only gone past the second round 4 times in his career, and tonight, he looks to win here in Brazil.
You know, a few huge sponsors came into the sport recently, and they both decided to sponsor Anderson Silva. Nike, Burger King, and then the second biggest club in Brazil, Corinthians. I mean, shows how fast the sport is growing and how big a superstar Anderson Silva is here in Brazil and in Latin America.
We said at the top of the show, right now Anderson Silva really is a rock star. When he took to the mat at the open workouts on Copacabana Beach on Wednesday, Kenny, I mean, the crowd was restrained, but the media almost ran him right over. It was truly like the Beatles had arrived.
He is a superstar here in Brazil and abroad, and you know, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it, and what a nice guy. I mean, he's still such a humble guy, always saying hello, always smiling, even during fight week. I don't know how this guy does it, how he fights, and how he really keeps such a humble head about him. The guy is a real example for all mixed martial arts today and for all athletes, really.
His first fight at home here in Brazil since 2003. Yoshi Okami has waited a long time. An injury at UFC 90 back in 08 cost him a title shot against Anderson Silva. Patrick the Predator Cote came in and fought the champion that night. But tonight a very special one for the young man from Curitiba, the champion, Anderson the Spider Silva.
He's fighting in his hometown, has a bunch of huge sponsors. Will that be more pressure on him here? Will that cause him to fight more conservatively? Or will he just let loose and be that dynamic striker and that dangerous guy that he is?
Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, is brought to you by Dodge, the official vehicle of the UFC. The champion is 36, the challenger is 30. Anderson Silva will have a 5.5-inch reach advantage. With the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by City of Rio. Our 3 judges join this contest at Octagon Side R. Doug Crosby, Sal Diamano, Chris Lee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. Dodge, the official vehicle of the UFC, and City of Rio. And now, senhoras y señores do Brasil and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. live from the sold-out HSBC Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 27 wins, 5 losses. He stands 62 inches tall, weighing in at 183 pounds. Fighting out of Kanagawa, Japan, presenting the challenger, Yoshi Thunder Okami! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer and jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 28 wins, 4 losses. He stands 62 inches tall, weighing in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, he is the reigning, defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Shilva!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Gonna keep it clean. Touch it up. Let's make it official. Okay, let's fight.
Wow. No touch of the gloves in this rematch of the Rumble that took place on The Rock in 2006 when both men fought at 175. Okami and Silva for the middleweight championship.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Here we go! Tonight's clock brought to you by Shark Night 3D in theaters everywhere September 2nd. Southpaw against Southpaw. Black and yellow for the Spider. White trunks for Thunder.
Okami comes out stalking Anderson Silva. Usually in the first round, he kind of takes it to analyze. He's like a computer. He watches what you do, how you're moving, how you're coming forward, what you're doing to defend yourself, picks apart your game, and it's pretty much over from there. Once he figures you out, it's going to be a short night or it's going to be a long night of pain.
And he always likes to toss that jab out just to gather his distance and try to start to set up his opponent.
Nice circular movement, not going straight back. And you'll notice he's going against another southpaw, and when he does that, when Anderson goes against another southpaw, he will switch his stance. He's able to go lefty and righty, and he'll look to confuse Okami with both stances throughout this fight.
It is nearly impossible to emulate Anderson Silva in a training camp because there are very few, if any, who strike like Anderson Silva.
He can do so much, you know. It's not that he's the fastest striker in the world. He's not the most powerful striker in the world, but he has the best timing, and he is the most accurate striker in the world.
Middleweight title on the line tonight, Saturday, September 24th. Gears of War presents UFC 135, where the light heavyweight title is on the line. Johnny Bones Jones, Rampage Jackson, plus the Hall of Famer Matt Hughes against Diego Sanchez. Live on pay-per-view, 9 in the East, 6 in the West. Coverage begins with prelims live on Spike in the U.S. Rogers Sportsnet in Canada. Check your listings internationally. Big swing by Silva.
All these movements, these dancing, these feints, they're all done to try to analyze Okami. How is he reacting? Anderson Silva is putting all that information together and planning his attack for the following rounds.
Circling and switching his stance again is the champion. Trying to close the distance is the challenger.
Okami looking to use that Team Quest dirty boxing style, grab behind the head, kind of that half tie clinch, and use those uppercuts to try to rough up his opponent. But if you're gonna do a half tie clinch, do not let Anderson Silva get the full tie clinch, because knees will be coming up to your face.
Okami, in very classy fashion, said the win, which came by a disqualification, for an illegal upkick back in 06. He said he's never considered it my victory. He considers tonight the continuation of the battle with Anderson Silva.
They definitely have unfinished business, and you know, this is a rematch. Many years in the making. They both evolved so much since that time. That was a catchweight fight of 175. Here they are, 185, going at it for the UFC 185 belt in Rio de Janeiro. And interesting to see that Anderson really is kind of content to stay on the cage. He is able to get an underhook and turn, but he's kind of content to kind of play that tie clinch style with him.
Well, we saw how he's able to ragdoll Rich Franklin not once but twice with some of the most vicious clinch work we have ever seen in the octagon. And if he can get both hands around the back of the head of Okami and start to control that upper body, you are in big trouble, as you mentioned. Okami slides down looking for the single.
Okami didn't like that knee. He did not like that knee at all. Quickly went to the legs to try to take him down, but it looks like Okami's trying to wear Anderson Silva down from that Greco clinch, from that half tie clinch. Definitely taking a page out of Chael Sonnen's book, but with not as many leg attacks here.
He is big and powerful. He has tremendous thunder in his ground and pound, but I think that Yoshi Okami will be the first to admit he doesn't have the pure takedown skills of the high-level wrestler of Chael Sonnen.
Yeah,
so he'll need to set up those takedowns with some strikes.
Yep, Chael will get in on a leg, use that power double, switch from a single to a high crotch. Okami's more of a Greco-Roman guy. He's got a judo background, he'll work his takedowns from the clinch and up against the fence.
20 seconds on the clock here in the first round. Title fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Quick kick by Silva. Great head movement by the champion. Nice uppercut. Anderson's starting to let it go just a bit here at the end of the round. Head kick. Good finish for the champion. Our corner cam brought to you by the City of Rio.
Perfeito round, respira. Tranquilo, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Chill, no problem.
Cadê o gelo? Cadê o gelo? Respira.
A little bit of ice, water.
Movimenta, finta e
Movement,
pega. Tá com a distância perfeita.
Feint,
tá bom?
and hit him.
Respira.
Breathe.
Tá muito bom. Tranquilo. Move o tronco, finta. O jab tá pegando. Jab direto, passa de encontro, cruzado, jab de encontro. A mão da frente tá pegando, mas se move. Puxa o seu lado, joga o seu direto, tá bom? Você é mais rápido, porque ele tá parado, não defende, tá parado. Finta e pô, antecipa.
Pound your feet, pound your feet. Put pressure. You're doing good. You're doing okay. Use your feint and be first.
Beautiful left high kick right to the back of the head, back of the neck of Yoshi Okami. Definitely surprised him. He came up with that one very, very quick. Used mostly hands throughout that round and came up quick with a very nice kick to the head.
Well, if he can help it, he'd rather not be placed on his back.
He's doing a good job so far. Both corners imploring their fighters to feint and come in.
Nice quick jab and a good combination. Silva pushing the pace here early in the second. Anderson starting to find his rhythm. The jab by Okami.
Anderson definitely turned up a notch there with his intensity. A lot of movement. His hands are very low. He has to be careful with that. His head movement is very, very good. He gets away with it.
His head movement sick. Oh! Straight right. Knocks down Yoshi Okami.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva will break the rules and make you pay for it.
Unbelievable is the best word to describe what this man does in the octagon against the world's best.
It was the same thing he did against Forrest Griffin. He drops his hands, asks you to come in, and then makes you pay with just a jab, and he drops you. Unbelievable.
He loved Muhammad Ali growing up, continues to look at Muhammad Ali as one of his heroes. He's got that type of charisma in the octagon. Listen to this place, sold out. HSBC Arena, Rio de Janeiro. First UFC in Brazil in 13 years. Big Nog and Shogun, both winners tonight by knockout. He rocks him again. Now he's looking to finish.
The way that he can confuse you out there is absolutely mind-boggling. His hands are down.
Knee to the midsection. Okami trying to protect himself.
He is so accurate with his strikes, Mike.
Big elbow to the midsection.
This fight's gonna be stopped right now.
It is all over! Anderson Silva remains the middleweight champion. Finishing Yoshi Okami in the second round.
This is classic Anderson Silva. Classic Anderson Silva gets you to feel comfortable, drops his hands, gets you to come in, and pow, out of nowhere, he will hurt you and take you out.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Gets him to come in. That was a jab, Mike. A jab that just dropped him out of nowhere. Never seen Yoshi Okami get dropped with something like that. Just so accurate. Once again, it was the right hand, but it was kind of a shovel punch there, almost a kind of a uppercut and a hook. And right there, he just picks his shots, and Okami was hurt. Finishes the job. Brilliant, brilliant performance from the greatest pound-for-pound fighter that I've ever seen.
Let the party get started here in Rio. They love this man, a true rock star. Here in Brazil, the greatest champion in UFC history and the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Anderson Silva, defends his title for a UFC record 9th consecutive time. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva!
What a great moment for Anderson Silva, fighting here in Brazil for the first time since 2003, avenging his loss to Yoshi Okami, remaining unbeaten in the octagon, and he will talk to Kenny Florian.
Anderson, you know, it was another brilliant performance. You know, you were fighting here in where you train. This is where it all started for you. You had some big sponsors come up from behind you. Did you feel any pressure coming into this fight?
Você está aqui lutando no local onde você treina e a gente sentiu que havia essa grande pressão toda para você nessa luta.
I'm training hard for my team, Minotauro, Rogério Minotauro, for all the guys. I'm training hard. I'm staying here for fight. I'm so happy, bro. Sorry.
Eu tô treinando duro, tô treinando com a equipe do Minotauro, e aqui tô muito, muito feliz com essa luta. Tô treinando aqui no Rio.
Let's take a look at the shot that dropped Yushin. You know, it was a very similar setup to what you did against Forrest Griffin. Your hands were down. You got him to come in and commit, and you dropped him with the jab. Is this something that you work on all the time in training? Or is this something you just come up with on the fly?
I train hard for the best guys in the world. Cigano punch my face all the time. I'm ready for fight.
Eu treino duro com os melhores caras do mundo. O Cigano me dá soco na cara o tempo todo. Eu treino muito.
Anderson Silva, you know, you're a legend in the sport. It's an honor to watch you work. Congratulations. What do you want next? What's next for you?
My clone.
No trono.
Congratulations. Anderson Silva.
Aí, galera. Olha só um minuto.
Só um minuto, o papo é sério agora. Aí, vou imortalizar aqui um dizer do Capitão Nascimento. Senhores, nunca serão, jamais serão.
A message to the hometown crowd here in Rio tonight from the greatest champion in UFC history. Anderson, the Spider Silva, defeats Yoshi Okami and remains unbeaten inside the octagon. Great stars in